Hi, we're Rambling Backroads. That's Ramblin' Raw. That's me, Backroad Bo. We like to travel, eat, drive, wander, build things. We do what we can to experience all of what life has to offer. Join us as we travel the back roads of life. Let's go. Howdy. If you don't know us, I'm Bo. That's Rob. Today, we are in search of a truck. Mini truck. Not mini trucks. One small truck.
Not a Hot Wheel.
Not a Hot Wheel. But in the theme of, well, stuff life, we are in search of today a 1979 Datsun 620 King Cab. So we have the 620 of the 78 flavor, which is a one-off, like not a one-off, but they didn't make very many conversion, longer cab, longer bed dually. This is just a stock from the factory truck. It's been sitting, I know it's changed hands a few times. I'll give you the backstory on it later in this video. But right now, we're going out there, we're going to get the thing started, and we're going to wander through the back roads, getting it back home, and maybe even give it a bath. That is not it, but it's a cool truck and a cool house. Here we are. It is gorgeous today. It's cooler, 40, mid 40s, mid upper 40s, but man, look at that sky. Awesome. Speaking of awesome, so is this 79 Datsun King Cab, not crew cab, not quad cab, not mega cab, King Cab. So cool. Pretty clean little truck. It may or may not have had a paint job. It's always been black. It's got two of the caps. Most of the bed's cleaned out. It's got the rust up here at the front, which is pretty common. It's actually not as bad as a lot of these trucks are. It's got the bumper on the rear. It's a Datsun by Nissan. For those of you that aren't familiar, they are connected companies. Pretty straight little truck. And this one, there's the data tag on it. 1952 cc. Nissan Motors. I believe, I'm going to have to double check. I think that means this is the 2-liter. But I will have to verify that. I'm not super familiar with these. I know my other one, my 720 had a 2.4. My other 620 has a 2-liter. So I'm going to have to verify on this one. Dirty, but it's all here. It's got the center console, got the little extra space, huh?
I like the glass.
Yep, it's got the very cool door panels, which match what's left of the seats underneath those covers.
Don't drink it.
Top 3.
Should be. We haven't done anything since. Let me adjust those.
Check this out. Look at that. We are getting the tires topped off. CC's getting that one. We're letting it charge a little bit. I brought a battery, but I brought a top post. This is a side post. This one may or may not have survived the winter out here. But there's not a whole lot of anything for brakes on it, but it is a stick shift. So I will be able to get it back. We're just gonna go back roads, gravel, back home. There's really, it's Sunday in the country. There's nobody out. Back roads are pretty open at this point. And once we get it running, I think it should be a pretty good little truck. The back tires lose air, but everything seems like they're holding for the most part. Enough to get us home, or at least out to the house anyway. These are just good looking trucks. They're just really cool. Well, the batteries just isn't having it. I don't have anywhere to get mine hooked up to it that I brought. We could go back after a different battery. I've got a side post that I could put in it. But instead of that, we're going to see if we can do a pull start on it first. So not much for brakes, but if you're handy with a stick shift, you can get around that for enough to get it moving. So let's try it.
Let's see if this works. There you go. And it's not starting it. More gas.
Alright, so we tried, but I think the battery's just so done that it's not even trying. The truck won't even try. There's no ignition whatsoever. So we're gonna go borrow the battery out of Hank and look at something else in the process, and we'll be back. So let's go to town. Okay, so that happened quick enough. I did not get it on video, but I got the battery put in it and it fired right up. Sounds like it's only running on about 3 cylinders right now, but it is running. So let's see if we can get down the road. Woohoo! Datsun 620. You see all these videos of rescuing them, you know, will they run? Those are cool. This one wasn't quite that hard. It took a battery. The guys that I got it from that had it are just your good old Kansas boys. So I believe when they told me that it run, we had it jump started before, and so it's not so much that the truck needs a lot. It needs brakes, it needs a tune-up, it needs enough, but that's pretty typical when you go out and get these old things that are on the back roads. They're sitting in yards, they haven't ran for years, they haven't been on the road for 20 or 30 years. So that's pretty standard. They're fun, they're worth saving. Go out and get you one. But right now we're gonna cut through the country, heading back to my place, where we're going to get out the soap in the bucket, get scrubbing on this thing a little bit, and once I get that part done, we'll work on getting it into town, into the shop, and see, you can drive just fine with no brakes. We'll get it into the shop and get the thing tuned up. Ouch. And get some brakes fixed on it. It really is nice out. I hope I don't have a flat. The tires aren't spectacular and they're not really exactly aired up all the way. So such a nice day. I know I've said it like 20 times on this video so far, but there's not a cloud in the sky. And we're in a 79 Datsun. That's cool. We made it. The dog goes crazy. Definitely needs a tune-up, but it does. When you hear people say it runs like a sewing machine, this is a prime example. It sounds like a sewing machine. As I said earlier, the truck does have a little bit of a story. My cousin that I went to high school with, his parents actually bought it new from the information that I have. They had it all growing up until within the last probably 10 years or so, as far as I can remember. And then it went to another local guy that I've known growing up, and then he ended up trading it to the people that I got it from. So it's only gone through, as far as I know, it has gone through, I'll be the fourth owner of it. I don't know exactly what I'm doing with it, other than the fact that we are going to get it cleaned up and get it as decent as we can, just on a preservation scale. Clean it up, shine it up, get some tires on it, tune it up, and just put it back in service, get it back on the road. It is the 2-liter inline 4. It is the, make sure I'm not losing my mind. Yep, it is the 4-speed. Does not have overdrive. But there you go. Appreciate you joining in on this video. Pretty simple today. Didn't have any big deal, any issues on getting it going, other than that battery. So the videos for this truck, I'll split them up just due to time. I don't want to get any of them too long. So we'll have one where we get it cleaned up and see what we can do to polish it out, and then I'll have it in the shop. That'll be a whole different video in itself. So come on back and check it out as we get this thing on the road. If you have any questions, comments, input, just want to say hi, drop it down in the comments and we will get back with you. Thanks. Bye.